Hello, welcome to Greenwood Bonsai Studio today. I'm just going to be doing a short video for you today on this Japanese white pine. It's a seedling Japanese white pine bonsai that we sold to a customer about 15 years ago or so. And the pot got broke on it recently, a few months ago. And it came into us this summer and it was repotted into this larger oval bonsai pot. It's due to be delivered back to the owner in the next few days, but before it goes back, we're just going to give it a little bit of a trim and a haircut. Over recent years, it's just been let to grow and it hasn't been pruned from a bonsai perspective for quite some time. And this has raised a few issues with this tree. The white pine seedling will always exhibit a brighter lime green colour than most white pines that are grafted onto Japanese black pine understock. So we always have this more delicate feathery foliage, but we've got too much width of it round here, up in this section towards the top, and the top of the tree of this one has got a few issues. Because it's been let to grow untrimmed, we've got a thickening here of this apical shoot. There's one at the back, it's been trimmed off, this is thickened up, and there's a real hammerhead here where someone's just been pruning it back to here. But obviously from a bonsai perspective, none of this is any good. So I think we're going to cut it back down to this sort of level and we're going to grow a more delicate, finer apex from it. So if you've been following our YouTube channel, you know we had a small supply interruption of YouTube videos in December as we were renovating the studio and in recent weeks. So now we've nearly finished the renovation. I'll show you something we've had done to improve the videos for you. We've had some backgrounds put in behind the tree, so as well as filming against the bamboo background, we've also can go forward out of white background and a black background when we're exhibiting the trees. When we're doing work like this, we thought it will show the trees off better for you. We're filming this in 4K, so if you can adjust it to show you that sort of quality on your screen, you'll be able to see with a bit more precision and also more clarity some of the pruning that we're doing. In a few weeks' time, we've got a video coming up on working on Japanese maple with twig trimming and spring pruning, and we think with a better background, better lighting, that you'll be able to see what we're doing a little bit better. So with this particular tree, let's have a little look at it and see what we can do. We've got a few dead branches down this section. There's a stub here on the trunk, so large concrete pruner will remove that. There's another one in here. So there's a few little stubs. I haven't trimmed this tree for quite some time, so there is a few bits that need doing on it. And these haven't all happened recently. These are a build-up of little bits that have perhaps died off or need pruning, probably over the last 10 years or so that we saw this tree. At one point, years ago, I did fully wire and shape this tree for the owner. There's a few sections taken off now down here. This top section, as I said earlier, I'm going to take it back down to here for now. So we've just used mini chainsaw. Get rid of that lumpiness there, look, and then we can develop a new apex. I'm going to start to trim down this side for you. So what we're going to do, we're just going to trim back to a bud or a break. So any buds further back down these branches will allow me to trim back to those and take the tip of these branches off. And this is really just the first remedial pruning on this tree so that we can get a bit more back budding on it and start to get some density back to it that it used to have years ago, so we can sort of go forward and get it back into shape. So anytime there's a strong growth at the tip, but there's also a little bit of growth further back, like this extension growth here, look, we can trim this back to here. These want to come back to like here, and this section, just work your way around the tree. There's a little dead stub there. This is growing down too much, and down into here, just shortening some of these tips back like so. Hopefully you can see it just taking shape a little bit more on this side as I work around like this sort of section in here. This is grown up a little bit too much. So this will be trimmed back. It's been repotted, so it will gain a bit more vigour this year. We'll up the feeding of it so that it puts more growth out, and hopefully later on in the year we'll be able to get it back and do some more shaping and wiring and pruning to it. Once we've got a little bit more compact growth, you just start to see it come back into shape on this side. And if you were buying a pine from like a, not necessarily a bonsai, but if you were buying a pine from a garden centre or nursery, then this is the same sort of procedure you'd probably be doing on it. Obviously you wouldn't have a trunk or branches that developed as this, but this sort of initial pruning, these tips back to a more compact growth, is often the same sort of procedure you would do on a nursery tree. Let's have a look at the top here, same sort of thing. Just take these back into here and round the front of the tree like this. This is a bit long, this one. So that's the sort of extent we'll go to. Let me have a look from round here. So yeah, the right hand side trimmed back just to get a bit more density to it, to allow it to grow out. And if I turn it round, you'll see the difference. So now I need to get this long growth off here and around this side of the tree and here at the back. So we'll turn it around like this. I'll just trim this side and then we'll be finished. So that's it pruned. We've just spent just under 10 minutes just to give it a prune back on those tips to get it back, and it'll put on more compact growth in the coming months. Quite a bit of it on the floor. We've probably cut about 25% of the tree away to balance the vigour going forward. And hopefully now you can see it against the plain background and see the difference it's made to the tree when you compare it to what it looked like before we started. It's going to be delivered to its owner tomorrow, so hopefully next couple of years we can continue to work on it with a view to probably getting the branches wired, shaped and back into position in the coming years for the development of the tree. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't done already, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out any upcoming videos. Thank you very much.